Hello, welcome to Yoga with Katie. Today we're going to be doing a yoga flow class. Let's come to a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders are relaxed down from your ears. Stomach and chest proud. Close your eyes for a moment. Setting your intention for today's class. Taking a couple of calming breaths. And we're going to slowly wake up your eyes. Inhale your arms up above the head, turn the palm out, exhale down. Deep inhale through your nose and deep exhale through your nose. We never hold our breath. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale down. One last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Hands on your thighs, sitting up nice and tall. Stretching out the neck next. Ear to shoulder, extend the opposite arm out. Using the same hand to guide or support the head. Lengthening, stretch. We're going to stay here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center. The other side. Ear to shoulder, extend the opposite arm out. Using the same hand to guide or support the head. Stretch. Relieve any tension that you may have. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center. Take an inhale in the center, exhale, turn over the right shoulder. Only go to where you're comfortable. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Slowly come back to center, chin up, head back. And then chin to chest. Slowly come back to center. We're going to look at the right armpit. Slightly tuck the chin in. 45-degree angle, looking down. Slowly come back to center. Take a breath here, and then we're going to look at the other armpit. Slightly tuck the chin in. 45-degree angle, looking down. No need to hurry. One more breath. Slowly come back to center. Shoulder stretch, right arm up and across, pull back, creating resistance. Chin is away from the body, looking forward. Slowly release. Same arm up, we lengthen. Place the palm behind your back. Use the other hand to guide the elbow, tricep stretch. Chin up, looking forward. Those who can bind hands behind your back, go ahead binding hands behind your back. Never push your body to go beyond its limits. Know your range of motion. Slowly release. Shake it out the other side. Arm up and across. Pull back. Creating resistance. Looking forward. Slowly release. Same arm up. We lengthen. And then we're going to place the palm behind your back. Use the other hand to guide the elbow. Chin up, looking forward. The more flexible, more advanced people, if you can bind hands behind your back, go ahead, binding hands behind your back. Don't worry if you're not able to do this. We'll just work towards bringing the hands closer to each other. One more breath. Slowly release. Shake it out. Hands on the shoulders, elbows in, elbows out. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Good to pinch your shoulder blades. Opening up lung, heart, chest. Improving your posture, increasing lung, heart, chest capacity. When you're in the center position, we're going to go into a full circle. Try to bring the elbows close together. Oiling the shoulder joint. And go the other way, reverse. Try to bring the elbows close together. Slowly release. Shake it up. Coming into a side bend. Inhale your arms up. Palm touch. Lengthening the spine here. Exhale, bend towards the right side. My left is your right. Bending the lower arm. Top arm is the crescent moon. Chin is away from the body. Eyes looking up. Make sure both butts are sitting down. Slowly, slowly come back up. We lengthen the center. Exhale, we go to the other side. Bending the lower arm. Top arm is the crescent moon. Chin is away from the body, looking up. Slowly come back to center, getting ready to twist. Give yourself a hug. Opposite hand, opposite shoulder. Wrap the back arm around your waist. Keep turning. Overlooking your shoulder, look at the back, turning the neck as well. And we're gonna stay here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly come back to center. Breathe in, inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist again. Opposite hand, opposite shoulder. Wrap the back arm around your waist. Keep turning, overlooking your shoulder. Stretching our lower back muscles, massaging internal organs. Now we're slowly come back to center, lengthening center. Now this time we're gonna have opposite hand, opposite thigh. Don't lean back too much. If you like, you can bring the back hand behind your spine or wrap around your waist. We're gonna stay here for a little bit longer, so listen to my verbal instruction. Using your exhale breath to turn a little bit more. Turning the neck as well. Massaging internal organs. Helping you to digest and detox. Altruistic position, help you to relieve back pain. And we will slowly bring the body back to center. Don't let go of the front hand. Inhale the other arm up. Forming a crescent, looking up. Slowly, slowly release the other side. Opposite hand, opposite thigh. The other arm up and over. Bring it directly behind your spine. Keep turning. Using your front hand to help you turn a little bit more. Turning the neck as well. And we're gonna stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back to center. Do a crescent move with the top arm. Slowly, slowly release, hands on your thighs, sitting up nice and tall. And we're gonna go into a torso turn. Starting our small circle. Gradually do a deeper and deeper torso turn. Moving your shoulders as well. Warming up the spine. When you're in the center position, we're gonna go the other way, reverse. Touching all 4 corners of your space. Moving your shoulders as well, if you like. Slowly, slowly come back to center. Inhale your arms up to lengthen. Exhale, bow down, hinging from the hips, leading with the chest. Walking the fingers forward, elbows off the mat. Neck and spine in one straight line. We're not dropping the head or tucking the chin in. Lengthening the spine. One more breath, and we'll walk both hands to the right side, as far as you can go. Feel the length in the side of your body. Slowly walking the hands to the other side, as far as you can go. Stretch the side of your body. Slowly, slowly come back to center, walking the hands back. Stretching out the wrist next. Try to bring the palm down on the mat or on the floor with the fingers facing you. Lean back, stretching out the forearm. A little bit of discomfort here, so you listen to your body. One more breath. Slowly, slowly release. Wrist rotation. 10 times one way, 10 times reverse. Forward, backwards, backing down. Change light bulbs. Give it a gentle twist. Shake, shake, shake. Like you've gone to the washroom to wash hands and then no paper towel or towel to dry your hand, but very gentle. Slowly, slowly release. Coming into neutral tabletop. Spread all your fingers. Wrists underneath the shoulder, knees underneath the hip, top of the feet on the mat. Neutral spine. When you're ready, we're gonna go into cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly, chin up, look up into a cow. Exhale, round your back as much as you can. Pull your belly in tight, looking down into a cat. So we're gonna do this a few times at your own breath and your own pace. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Connecting your breath with your movements. Creating spaces between vertebrae. 2 more times. Cat and cow also help people to relieve back pain. And one last one. Slowly, slowly coming back to neutral spine. We're gonna come to a big figure 8. Swing the hip down onto the heels. Swing your hip up. When you're at the top of the mat, go to the opposite corner. Big, big figure 8. Feel your spine moving. Creating spaces between vertebrae. When you're in the center position, go the other way. Reverse your big figure 8. Swing the hip out. When you're at the top of the mat, go to the opposite corner. Slowly, slowly come back to neutral. Swing side to side. Release tension in your wrist. And now we're going to come to arm balance. Right arm and left leg out. Right thumb to the sky. Back toes down. One straight line. Chin is away from the body. Looking down. Squeeze your stomach in tight. So engage your core abdominal muscles. We're going to stay here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly, slowly release. Swing side to side. And we're going to repeat on the other side. Left arm and right leg out. Reach and stretch. Core strong. One straight line. Staying here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly, slowly release. Take your time. And we're going to slowly transition to lie down on our stomach for back extension. Legs are hip width apart, top of the feet on the mat, hands by your chest, forehead down. When you press on the top of the feet, kneecaps automatically comes up. When you're ready, lifting the hand chest up, hands up, kneecaps up, looking down to protect your neck. And we're going to stay here for 3, 2, 1. Slowly and gently release everything down. Extend your arms forward, coming into Superman. All the poses lying down on your stomach will help you to strengthen lower back muscles to support your spine, especially if you have back pain. When you're ready, lift the hand chest up, arms off. If you can, leg and thigh off. Looking down so you don't have to tip your head back. So you're protecting your neck, and we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. So try your best. If you can only do the arms or the legs, go ahead. You don't have to do both. You can always modify and adapt the poses for your own needs. One more breath. Slowly and gently release everything down. Swing your arm behind you. We're gonna go into locust. For the more advanced student, if you can interlace the finger behind, you can pull the knuckles towards the heels. So I'm gonna do a modified version for the beginners. Arm by your side, palm facing the body, not touching. When you're ready, lift the hand, chest up, arms off. If you can, leg and thigh off. Looking down, continue to strengthen lower back muscles to support your spine. So try your best. Couple more breaths here. One more breath. Slowly and gently release everything down. Stack your hands on top of each other, bend both knees, windshield wiper, legs are hip width. Feel the slight movement in your lower back. Loosen up. So when you're doing this by yourself at home, feel free to do a little bit longer. If this is helpful to you. One more breath, slowly and gently, release everything down. Coming into a bow, B-O-W. You can grab a hold one ankle, both ankles, the beginners, come into frog. So opposite arm, opposite legs. The advanced student, grab a hold both ankles, so your choice. Those who are doing one side at a time, after a few breaths, switch to the other side. So opposite arm, opposite legs. So for the advanced student, if you want to rock forward, backward, side to side, go ahead. Massaging internal organs, helping you to reduce bloatedness in your abdomens and also relieve constipation. So once again, those who are doing one side at a time, after a few breaths, switch sides. So opposite arm, opposite thigh. Couple more breaths. And when you have enough of it, slowly, slowly release. We're gonna come to a seal. So open up your legs, mat width. Spread all your fingers. Elbows, shoulders are aligned. We're not sticking the elbows out. Tuck the elbow close to your body. Now we're gonna come up on our forearm. Chin is away from the body, looking forward. So beginners, stay here. For the more advanced student, if you want to push yourself up to the hand level, go ahead. More extreme back bend. Now, if this is too much for you, causing you a whole lot of pain and discomfort, lower down on your forearm. So listen to your body always to avoid injuries. Chin is away from the body, eyes looking forward. Now, you don't have to tip the head back. If you want to look up, just eyes looking up to the sky. Couple more breaths. And we're going to slowly release. Bring the legs together. Stack your hands on top of each other, either chin down or forehead down. Wiggle your butt side to side. Loosen up. Relieve tension. Slowly, slowly release. Now we're going to get ready to counter pose. So counter pose for back extension is child pose. Knees apart, big toes to touch. Sink the hip down onto the heels. Walking the fingers forward, elbows off the mat, forehead down. Now, if you have very tight ankle joint, hip joint, you're not able to rest the forehead down, no problem. I don't want you to stick your butt up. So you can also rest your forehead on a block. So this will elevate and then try to sit back as much as you can. So the block has 3 different heights. If you don't have a block handy, just stack your fists together and rest the forehead down. So the objective is trying to sit back as much as you can.
Opening up the ankle joints, hip joints, massaging internal organs, lengthening the spine, helping you to digest and detox, massaging the third eye as well. One more breath, and we're gonna slowly come out of this. So we're gonna get ready to stand up. So meet you in down dog, spread all your fingers, tuck your toes, lift your hips high up. Coming into a down dog, upside down letter V. Walking it out by alternating, bending your knees. So now we're in mountain climbing mode. Pushing the mat away, shifting half of the weight towards the legs to minimize impact on your wrist. When you're in a down dog position, use the meaty part of your palm as well as all 10 fingertips on the mat. So hopefully you're using a mat that doesn't slip and slide. Now we're gonna inhale to come up on our tippy toes, stretching out the toes. Exhale to lower the heel back down. A few more times. Inhale, up on your toes. Exhale down. Let's do 3 more. Up on toes. Down. 2 more. Up on toes. Down. One last one. Inhale, come up on your toes. Exhale down. Slowly walk forward towards the hands. And now you're in a forward bend. All 10 toes facing the front, legs ahead width. If you can touch the mat, touch the mat. If you cannot touch the mat, hold on to opposite elbows or behind the legs. Not sticking the butt out. Hip bones above ankle bones. Slightly bend the knees if needed. Lengthening the spine. Stretching out lower back muscles. Hamstrings. So active forward bend is a good one to do as well if you have back pain. Let the blood go the other way for a moment. However, if you have high, low blood pressure, vertigo, and if you start feeling dizzy and not well, throwing up, vomiting, you need to slowly come out of this. And one more breath. We'll get ready to come up. Hands on your waist for support. Inhale halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, slowly rise up to standing. Let your blood pressure get adjusted. Take your time. No need to come up quickly. Once you come all the way up, back bend to counter. Interlace the finger behind, knuckles down and away from you. Lifting chin up and head back. Now we're not pushing the hip forward. Shoulders and hips are level. Chin is away from the bottom. Feel the pinch in your shoulder blades. Opening up lung, heart, chest. Helping people with breathing related issues like asthma, allergies. Chin up, head back. Stimulating thyroid gland. One more breath. Slowly, slowly release. Shake it out. Coming to sun salutation, the cardio portion of our program. Come to the top of your mat. Big toes to touch. Heels are apart. Align the edge of your feet to the edge of your mat so they're parallel to each other. Inhale your arms up, palm touch, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale halfway up to a flat back, hands on shin, eyes looking forward. Exhale, hands on mat, stepping back into a plank, shifting the weight forward. Chaturanga is all one breath. Beginners, drop to your knees. Tuck your elbow by your side like chicken wings to come down. Inhale, cobra for beginners, or up dog. Shoulders relaxed, eyes looking up, kneecaps up if possible. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips high up. And now we're in down dog. We're staying here for 5 breaths. Spread all your fingers, middle index finger facing forward. Separate your feet, 2 fists apart, not too wide, not too narrow. Align your ears by your inner arms. Eyes are looking at your toes. Now we look between the hands, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway up to flat back. Exhale, forward bend, slightly bend the knees. Inhale your arms all the way up, palm touch, back bend, and then arm down by your side, into a mountain pose. Tall and strong in mountain, shoulders are relaxed. Continue. Inhale your arms up, upward salute, back bend. Exhale, hinging from the hips, leading with the chest, forward bend. Inhale, halfway up to a flat back. Exhale, forward bend. Step or hop back into a plank. Shifting the weight forward. Now, strong arm, strong core. Don't flop down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale to down dog. Take your time, good solid bottom foundation here in your down dog. Shoulders are external rotation, elbows are internal rotation, eye of the elbow facing each other. Slightly bend the knees if needed for the beginners who have tight hamstring. Now we're gonna come to warrior one on the right side. So inhale, right foot forward towards the right hand. Left foot at 45, square the hip to the front, arms up, holding onto your ball. Front knee is 90-degree at top angle, back leg is straight, body's in the center, hips are square to the front, shoulders are relaxed down from the ears, eyes looking up. Now we're gonna open up into a warrior two. Bring your hands to heart center, widen your stand, arms are parallel to the floor, palm facing down. Not leaning forward, sink down. Evenly distribute your weight between the 2 legs, looking at the front middle finger. Engage your arms. If I was to come and press on you, you should be able to resist me. Extend your side angle, right elbow resting on right thigh, left arm up. Open up the fingers, look at the top thumb, lift and stretch. Not putting a whole lot of weight on the front thigh. Slowly windmill the top arm over to form one straight line. Form the baby finger to the back heel. Top palm facing down. Lengthening the left side of your body. Looking up. Wrapping the top arm around your waist. Reach for the opposite thigh. Keeping the top shoulder up and open. For the more advanced student, if you want to bind, slip the right hand underneath the knee. So we have to come further down. After you bind hand, rotate the left shoulder up to the sky. So beginners, don't worry about binding hands. If you like, you can place the front hand by the front foot. It's more important to keep the body up and open than to bind hands. So I'm using my block to lengthen my arm. Slowly, slowly release. We're gonna come to reverse warrior. Flipping the right arm up. Back hand by the back thigh. Top arm is the crescent moon. Looking up. This is a side bend, not a back bend. So feel the stretch in the right side of your body. Slowly, slowly release. Shorten your stand. We're gonna come to a triangle. So when you swing the hip out, front leg automatically straight. Arms out in T. Shift to the front of the room. When you can't go anymore, windmill the arms. Right arm at 6 o'clock. Top arm at 12 o'clock. Shoulders stack on top of each other. Both palms facing out. Lift and stretch again. Looking at the top thumb. Beginner, slightly bend the front knee. So this is perfectly acceptable triangle. Slowly, slowly release. Revolving triangle. Left hand by the big toe side or baby toe side of the front foot. Once again, I'm using my block to lengthen my arm. Turn the body to the right side. Right arm up, looking up. Slightly bend the front knee if needed. If you have tight hamstring. One more breath. And we're gonna slowly, slowly release. Now we're gonna use the length of our mat. Coming in to a goddess. Legs are about 3 feet apart, toes are pointed out, hands up by your chest. Inhale first, exhale, sink. Now we'll do this a few times. Inhale up, exhale down. Slightly tuck the tailbones in to put out your back. Don't push the knee beyond your toes. Strong arm, strong core. Work the thighs. One last one. Slowly, slowly come up and down by our side. So we're going to repeat everything on the other side. So we're going to pivot the feet to face the other side. So I'm just going to bring my block to the other side to assist me. So we're going to come back to our warrior stand. Front knee 90 degree atop the ankle, between second and third toe. Make sure it doesn't wobble in and out. Back foot 45 degree. Heel to heel or heel to arch. Square the hip to the front. We're gonna come to warrior one first. Arms up, holding onto your ball. Palm facing each other. Shoulders are relaxed. Eyes looking up. Strong arm, strong core. Work the legs. Now we have good solid bottom foundation here. One more breath. We're gonna open up into warrior two. Bring your hands to heart center. As soon as you open up, arms are parallel to the floor, palm facing down, not leaning forward, sitting down. Evenly distribute your weight between the two legs. Turn and look at the front middle finger. Once again, if I was to come and press on you, you should be able to resist me. Coming into extended side angle, left elbow resting on left thigh, right arm up, bridge and stretch. Open up the hand, look at the top thumb. Not putting a whole lot of weight on the front thigh. Slowly we move the top arm over to form one straight line. Form the baby finger to the back heel. Top palm facing down. Lengthening the right side of your body. Wrapping the top arm around your waist, keeping the top shoulder up and open. So beginner, you can stay here. If you want to get lower, use your block to extend your arm. Now I'm not bringing the shoulder in. I'm keeping my body up and open as much as I can. One more breath. Slowly, slowly release. Coming into reverse warrior. Flipping the left arm up. Right hand down the right thigh. This is a side bend, not a back bend. So feel the stretch in the left side of your body. No change in the legs. Slowly, slowly release. Shorten your stand. Swing the hip out. Now once you swing the hip out, the front leg straight. Arms out in T again. Shift to the front. When you can't go anymore, windmill the arms. Left arm, 6 o'clock. Right arm, 12 o'clock. Shoulders stack on top of each other. Beginner, feel free to slide the hands up and down. Find a spot where you can stack the shoulders on top of each other. Slightly bend the front knee is perfectly acceptable. Slowly, slowly come back up. Revolving triangle. Right hand by the big toe side or baby toe side of the front foot. Now if you need to lengthen your arm like me, use your block. Turn the body to your left. Left arm up. Open up the hand. Look at the top thumb.
Both legs are straight in triangle. Slightly bend the front knee if needed, if you have tight hamstring. One more breath. Slowly, slowly release. Take your time to rise up. And then we're gonna back in the center of the mat, use the length of your mat. Now toes are pronated in this time. So pigeon toes, we'll get ready for a wide leg forward bend. Hands on your waist for support. Take an inhale first. Exhale, we hinge. Leading with the chest. When your back is parallel to the floor, release the hands down. Lining up the fingers with the toes. If you cannot touch the mat, once again, holding onto your block. Your block has 3 different heights. Once again, neck and spine in one straight line. We're not dropping the head. Just be mindful that head is below heart again. If you don't feel well, if you want to throw up, then you need to slowly come out of this. Opening up hip joints, stretching in the thighs, let the blood go the other way for a moment. Lengthening the spine as well. One more breath, getting ready to come up. Inhale halfway up to flat back. Hands on waist for support. Exhale to slowly rise up to standing. Once again, one vertebrae at a time. Let your blood pressure get adjusted. After you've come all the way up, heel toe to bring the legs together. So legs are hip width apart, arms by your side, palm facing forward. Close your eyes for a moment, soft knees, don't lock your knees. You can sway forward, backward, side to side, loosen up. Slowing down a heartbeat, and then we're gonna make a fist. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears, creating a lot of tension. Sign it out to release. Again, inhale your shoulders up, tight. Let it go. One last one. Inhale, shoulders up. Shake it out. So now we're done with standing. We're gonna come sit down on your mat. Have a sip of water if needed. Bring the sole of your feet together, wrap your hands around your ankles, sitting up nice and tall, rocking side to side. Fly like a butterfly, flap about 10 times, opening up hip joints. Draw the heel close to you. Grab a hold of the big toe or the entire feet, getting ready for forward bend. So we're gonna inhale to lengthen the spine, exhale. We're gonna bring the elbows on the outside of the shin. Neck is long, spine is straight. Not forcing yourself to come down. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to hinge. Continue to lengthen the spine, opening up hip joints, stretching out inner thighs, a little bit of discomfort. So you listen to your body always to avoid injuries. So don't worry about how far down you need to go. Over time, your body will open, trust me. Never push yourself beyond your limits. Slowly, slowly come back up. Bring the knees together. Wrap your arms around your knees. Make yourself small. Inhale to lift the chin up, head back. Exhale, chin to chest. So we're gonna do this a few times at your own breath and your own pace. Inhale one way, exhale the other. Connecting your breath with your movement. Creating spaces between C2 and C7. Decompressing the spine, stacking your vertebrae on top of each other. One last one. Be mindful for those who have any neck issues. Now slowly release. We're gonna windshield wiper. Open up the knees. This is hip width, hands behind you. Finger facing the same way as your feet. And we're gonna drop the knee from one side to the other side. Let it fall wherever it falls. The knees don't necessarily have to touch the mat. Hips can come off. Hip release. Now we'll open up and drop both knees to the right side, forming a 90 degree. Now, if you cannot do this, smaller angle is okay. So make sure the butt stays down. You should feel the stretch here. Quadricep hip joint, looking at the opposite side. Don't lean back too much. A little bit of discomfort here. One more breath and we're gonna release. So we're gonna windshield wiper a few more times first. Release any tension that you may have. Windshield wiper. And when you're ready, we're gonna drop both knees to the other side. So once again, forming a 90. Key thing is make sure the butt stay down. You should feel the stretch here. Quadricep hip joint, looking at the opposite side. Slowly come back to center. Windshield wiper a few more times. Release tension. And we're gonna straighten out the legs. Coming into the start pose. Get the flexion part out from your butt. Point the toes up to the ceiling. Shoulders are relaxed. Point and flex the feet a few times. Ankle exercise, pumping blood back to your heart, helping you with circulation, energize the body, increase flexibility, mobility, reduce swellness in your ankle joint, side to side. Strengthening the ankle joints so it's not so easy to slip and fall and twist your ankle, circle. Reverse. Point the toes up to the ceiling. Inhale your arms up to lengthen. Exhale. Now we're going to hinge forward, grow longer. Please swing your hands really beyond your feet. Holding on to any part of the feet, the legs, or release the hands on either side. If you have yoga strap, feel free to use your strap, not yanking yourself to come down, but to have good alignment. Neck and spine in one straight line. And if you have very tight hamstring, slightly bend the knees. So always have yoga props like blocks, straps, pillow, and so on to support your practice. Now slowly rise up and we're going to come to a one leg forward bend. My left is your right. Point the toes up to the ceiling. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. Now exhale. Coming down from the hip joint. Grow longer. Body's directly on top of the straight leg. Please swing your hands maybe beyond your foot. So once again, holding onto the foot, the legs, release the hands on either side. And if you're using yoga strap, we're going to hinge forward, not yanking yourself to come down. Good alignment always. In yoga, inhale is the lengthening breath to prepare. Exhale, in this case, is to fold. The stomach come down first, chest, head is the last thing. So we're not doing head to knee. At all times, chin is away from the body, eyes looking at toes. Don't round your back, drop the head, or become a hunchback. Slowly rise up, and we're going to come to seated twist. Bring the back leg on the outside of the straight leg. Point the front toes up to the ceiling. Opposite arm, opposite knee. Draw it close to your body. The other arm up and over, bring it directly behind your spine. Keep turning, overlooking your shoulder, looking at the back, turning the neck as well. Stretching our lower back muscles, massaging internal organs, helping you to digest and detox, turning the neck as well. Couple more breaths, and we're going to slowly bring everything to the opposite side. Bow down, counter twist. Bending the elbows, more room to come down as we stretch our lower back and oblique, the side of your body. So this one is also a good one to do for back pain. One more breath, slowly, slowly pushing yourself back up. Straighten out the legs, arms a few times. Repeat one leg forward bend on the other side. Point your toes up to the ceiling. Inhale your arms up to lengthen. Exhale, we hinge forward, grow longer. Holding on to end of the foot, the legs, or release the hands on either side. Chin is away from the body, eyes looking forward. Inhale to lengthen, exhale. Stomach come down a little bit more than the chest, that is the last thing. Neck is long, spine is straight, chin is away from the body. So not dropping the head or rounding the back. When you come down, stomach come down first, chest, head is the last thing. So once again, don't worry about how far down you need to go. Over time, your body will open and you can slightly bend the knee if you have tight hamstring. One more breath, slowly, slowly coming back up. Coming into seated twist, bring the bending on the outside of the straight leg. Beginners, stay here. The more advanced student, if you can bend the bottom leg, go ahead. Make sure both butts are down. Opposite arm, opposite knee. Draw it close to you. Sit up tall. The other arm up and over. Bring it directly behind your spine or wrapped around your waist. Front arm can be stop sign hand, prayer hands, any variation you'd like to challenge yourself. Keep turning. Overlooking your shoulder, looking at the back, turning the neck as well. Staying here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring the body to the opposite side. Bow down, counter twist. Bending the elbows, more room to come down. As we stretch our lower back and oblique the side of your body. One more breath. Slowly, slowly, coming back up. Straighten out the legs. Bounce a few times. We'll get ready to lie down on the mat for reclining poses. So for those who cannot lie down, you can observe. Or you can do it in your bed. So try it out and see if that's more comfortable for you. Bend both knees, your spine will automatically release. Keeping a natural curve in your lower back. So your first joint of your finger can go through. All lying down poses, we're slightly tucking the chin in to protect your neck. Now we're gonna go into the bridge pose. So your knees are 2 fists apart. The equivalent to the width of your block. If you have a block handy, walk the heel, close your fingertips. Press firmly on the mat. On the inhale, you're going to lift your hips high, high up, forming a bridge. Squeeze your abs in tight. Your quadriceps and your glutes are firm. Now we're going to inhale up, exhale to slowly, slowly, one vertebrae at a time to come down. So continue. Inhale one way, exhale the other. If you want to go exhale up, that's perfectly fine. We're strengthening the front abdominal muscles.
and your quadricep, your thighs, and your glutes, your butt. Strengthening the front and the back muscles to support your back, especially if you have back pain. Connecting your breath with your movement. When you come up, all the way is on the shoulder, very little weight on the neck or head. Chin is almost touching the chest, stimulating thyroid gland. Let's do a couple more. And one last one. Slowly, slowly release your hip down. Once you come all the way down, you can remove your block for those who are squeezing the block, and you can raise your wiper a few more times. Hip release. Let the knee fall wherever it falls. Hips can come off. Slowly, slowly come back to center to release, straighten out the legs, bounce it a few times. Feel free to close your eyes and listen to my verbal instruction. Now we're gonna go and do leg lifts. Point the left toes up to the ceiling, slowly, slowly. Lift the right leg up using abdominal muscle. Don't just swing the leg up and down. Hands behind the right kneecap, point and flex the right foot. Just a few more ankle exercise, drawing circle in the sky. 5 times one way, 5 times reverse. Sliding the hand forward up the leg, lifting the hand chest up, head to knee. Hamstring stretch. And now you feel the stretch is good to go. No need to overstretch. One more breath. Slowly, slowly release the head down. Arm down by your side. Nice and slow with control. We're gonna release the right leg back down on the mat. Bouncing a few times. Point the right toes up to the ceiling. Slowly lift the left leg up. Using your core abdominal muscles. Hands behind the left kneecap. Point and flex the left foot a few times. Strengthening the ankle joint, so it's not so easy to slip and fall and twist your ankle. So now we come to circular motion and reverse. And you may hear some clicking sound in the ankle joint. Now we're gonna slide the hand further up the leg or grab a hold of the big toes. Make sure you're not carrying tension in your neck, shoulders, or upper back. The stretch is here, hamstring. If this is too much for you, ease off. And you can also use your yoga strap for this one. I'm just gonna demonstrate. So you can also use your strap for this, if this is easier for you. Slowly, slowly release. Arm down by your side. Nice and slow with control, we're gonna release the left leg back down on the mat. Once you come all the way down, bounce it a few times. Double leg lift, press firmly on the mat. Use your core abdominal muscles to bring the legs up to the ceiling. Hands behind the kneecap, flex the feet. Let the blood circulate back to your heart. Energize your body, increase immunity, improve digestion, sleep quality, overall wellness. Now we're gonna slide the hand further up the leg or grab a hold of the big toe. So once again, you can also use your yoga strap, lifting the hand chest up. Make sure you're not coming up with the neck muscle. Engage your core abdominal muscles. Continue to work the legs, stretching our hamstrings. Slowly, slowly release the head down and down by your side. Nice and slow with control. We're going to bring the legs back down on the mat. Don't just drop it. Once you come all the way down, bounce it a few times. When releasing on the right side, point the left toes up to the ceiling. Wrap your hands around the right knee. Draw it close to the chest or armpit. Inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze. Massaging organs on the right side as well as ascending colon. From here, we're going to go into spinal twist, right foot on left thigh. Opposite hand, opposite thigh. Slowly guide the top knee as close to the floor as possible. Feel free to extend the top leg if you have room. Right arm out, shoulder height, palm facing down. Turn and look at the right side if your neck is good. Shoulder blade, upper body are still on the mat. It's only the hips that comes off. Stretch, strengthen, and tone the lower back muscles to support your spine, especially if you have back pain. One more breath, and we're gonna slowly bring everything back to the center. Straighten out the legs, bounce it a few times. Point your right toes up to the ceiling. Wrap your hands around the left knee. Draw it close to the chest or armpit. Gently pump it a few times. Now, love yourself always. Be nice to your body. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. Massaging on the organs on the left side as well as descending colon. Anytime you feel bloated, constipated, you can try this method and see if it is going to bring you any relief. And now we go spinal twist, opposite hand, opposite thigh. Slowly guide the top knee as close to the floor as possible. Hips automatically comes off. Feel free to extend the top leg if you have to. Left arm out, shoulder height, palm facing down. Turn and look at the left side, your neck is good. Stretching out lower back muscles to support your spine, creating spaces between L4 and L5. One more breath, and we're going to slowly bring everything back to the center. Straighten out the legs, bounce it a few times. Bend both knees. Wrap your arms around your knees, rocking side to side. Coming into a big circular motion if you like. Covering the big area. Massaging lower back and sacrum. Knee to chest also help you to relieve back pain. And reverse. Slowly come back to center. We're going to go into happy baby. Bend both knees, hands on the bottom of your feet. Press down so that the knees are close to the armpits, rocking side to side. Massaging the entire spine, entire back, opening up hip joint, stretching out in the thighs. If you cannot touch the bottom of your feet, hold on to any part of the legs. Slowly come back to center. Bring the legs together. And we're going to slowly bring the legs down onto the mat using abdominal muscles. Once you've come all the way down, bounce it a few times. Now we're gonna bring the sole of our feet together, let the knee fall out to form a diamond shape like a butterfly. Bound angle pose. Release the spine down, keeping the natural curve in your lower back. Close your eyes, slowing down the heartbeat. Let gravity does its job to open up the hip joint. Focusing on your breathing. When you inhale, belly and chest rise like a balloon. And when you exhale, draw the belly button back to your spine. Staying calm and relaxed here. Those who need support, place your block, a pillow, blanket underneath the knee for support. In the bound angle pose. Couple more breaths here, and we're gonna straighten out the legs, bounce it a few times. Inhale your arms up above the head, point your toes, full body stretch. Exhale and down by your side. One more time. Inhale your arms up above the head, point your toes, elongate the body, rib cage rising. Exhale and down by your side. Getting ready to come up, so bend both knees. Drop both knees to the right side. Raise your right arm. Roll over to the right side, making a pillow of the right tricep. So we're in the fetus position. When you're ready, use your top arm to push yourself up. And now we're in a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to heart center, taking our 3 final closing breaths. Inhale to bring the arms forward. Exhale to open up nice and slow, gathering energy from each other. Inhale your arms all the way up, palm touch. Exhale down, sending the energy back to you. Again, inhale, arms forward. Exhale to open. Inhale your arms all the way up, palm touch. Exhale down. One last one. Inhale your arms forward. Exhale to open. Feel the tingling and warmth in your palms. Inhale your arms all the way up, palm touch. Exhale down. To close the practice, we'll bring the thumb to the third eye or in front of your heart. Thank you very much for joining us, sharing the joy of yoga together, and letting me guide you through this practice. Always my pleasure. Namaste.